Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. Today's a video on dangles. I showed these in a Christmas video a while back and asked if you guys wanted to learn how I made these. They're pretty simple as far as putting them together, but you do need a certain kind of material in order to do so. And I really love making a collection of these ready to use whenever I need them. And today I will show you how. So you will need some tools, and I have been teaching classes over the years, so I have accumulated some things. You know, it's a jewelry making thing. They are pretty standard tools, so I'm just using, and these ones are for Michael's, I believe. There was a set of 3, and these are just from the dollar store. And you need a pair of pliers, just regular pliers. So these are flat. If you have ridges, you can leave marks in the materials. This is a needle nose pliers where you're just going to be rolling things. Little cutters, which are probably pretty dull now, so I rarely use these. But those are pretty much what you need. I have 2 of those for some reason. Basically, I use these 2 for today. So let's show you what else I have. So a collection of beads. A lot of my stuff is from broken jewelry. I just recycle them from a necklace, and then I just keep them in these little baggies. You can keep them in a little fishing lure container. Little things I try to keep separate, so like the blingy beads. This obviously was one solid necklace that I just chopped up. And a little collection of some red and whites for today. And then I also just buy cheap ones from the dollar store. So these were $1.25, and you get a huge range, a huge amount, I should say. And there's quite a few options at the dollar store these days. So if you're on a budget. Also, I'm always looking at things that go on sale. So these are little caps, bead caps, and I got them on clearance. So I'm always looking for things like that. And then I just collect them. Here is the bag of charms that I have. So again, just off bracelets, necklaces. These I believe I did buy brand new because I had a workshop and I needed them. But so here's an example of an old earring. So you can see all the little gems and stones and stuff and chain beads that you can get off one individual earring. I mean, that alone is kind of a really cute little charm. So you kind of think outside the box a little bit. These ones I sorted. They're my Christmas ones, my winter ones, and some little Christmassy themed ones. So we'll leave those out. And what else have I got? So then you get into the findings. So these I bought brand new, and they are our pins. So we'll need some of those. They're a little bent, but that's okay. We can still use them. And I'll show you how those work. So they're pretty affordable. I mean, you get a big pack for $3.50 if you're going to use these sorts of things. So here's some things I've accumulated. An old belt buckle, you know, off a keychain. This I got from the thrift shop. It's like I call them kilt pins. So nice big one, which we can do something with today. This is a bookmark, so we can build a dangle off of here. Really cute, great present. And these guys here are off earrings, I believe, that these were off, and they fed through, and beads and things hung down the bottom and came out the top was a loop or something. I don't know if it was off keychains or what, but I've got a couple of those too that we can make something with. I also had these. These I bought because I was doing some, what are they called? Kind of like a fabric clusters. So you put whatever you want in this valley here and then squeeze it closed and then put a loop, and then you've got your little cluster. So these I really like, and they were 6 for $2.99. So you know, it's up to you how much you want to spend on things. You can also get these. You wouldn't be able to recycle because once they're squeezed down tight, you can't reopen them, that they're not all distorted. And here's some more pins. I think I got this at a garage sale. So more, this one's actually got loops on it. That's pretty cool. This one is a This one's an actual pin, look. I don't even look through these yet. So that's an actual brooch. And this one's got a single pin. So you never know where you're going to find all these goodies. But what's really great is once you've accumulated some, then you can go to town and have some fun building stuff for yourself. This is some random stuff I have as well. Some jump rings that we'll need. So I'll take the lid off that. We'll need those. And more little claws. And what else? I don't think we need anything else in there, so I'll just leave that. Okay, let's have some fun here. Let's make a series of these little dangles. So when you're making a dangle, you do want to make sure that whatever is going to connect into the paper is big enough. So if this loop is really tiny, say for example, you only have this size, this is not going to fit around the paper and into the hole. So there are a few things you have to pay attention to. So you can see how that loop would be too small to wrap around this paper and reach that one. So I had a bigger jump ring there. So those are the kind of things you want to pay attention to as far as where you put the hole, how you're going to attach a dangle to it. Do you want the dangle to be removable? So the person with the journal can move this dangle somewhere else. I mean, add it to their keychain if they want, you know. It's things you want to consider. So we're just going to make something today. I keep saying that, but I'm trying to think in my head, what are we going to make? Let's start with the simplest. So I have my pin here, and I'm going to add some beads. So let's just add some beads. That one's a bit, these are a bit big for the beads I have. Let's try it with a bigger one. So these bead caps, you want to make sure that they are relatively the same size as the bead, which those are too big. I also want to take some bling out. Christmas to me is a blingy time of year. Let's just take some of these out that I was showing you, but I haven't actually opened. So this little tray I'm using, these are from the dollar store, and they're fabulous for beads because they've got all these little compartments. So if you're an organized person, you want to put everything back the way you had it. These little compartment things are perfect for that. I'm just gonna put a few of those out. Sorry for the crinkling. My camera is right above the noise I'm making. Maybe some green. I meant to do this before I turned it on. Let's just dump all these. And we can have a good rummage around. Okay, let's start again. So I got my pin. I like the bead cap because to me, they make things look a little older, a little more vintagey, which is the vibe I like. And these look like they were seeds, these green ones. Just love playing with this sort of thing. I've had a few coffees already today. It's been that kind of day. And it's only 10. It's my day off. We're still just returning back to normal from that ridiculous snowstorm. We have power. I've been really blessed to have my family with me. So it's been challenging, but also really nice. Anyways, off topic. So there, I forgot to show you because I'm busy yapping. So I've threaded my beads. I'm now going to take my needle nose pliers here, and I'm going to fold it over on a 45. So then I want to make a loop here that I'm going to attach whatever it is I'm going to dangle it from. So what I want to do is I want to chop this. I don't want the loop to be this big. So I'm going to chop, and what my rule of thumb when I'm doing this is I chop it the width of my finger. And it goes flying, so if you're working with somebody, cover it because you don't want it to go in somebody's eye. Then I take my round nose pliers, and I grab the end. I'm going to try and do it sideways so you can see. And then I roll it over on itself. And it creates a loop. So you want to make sure that the loop is closed at the bottom, which it is, and straight. And the more you do this, the better you get at it. My loops still aren't perfect yet, especially when I'm trying to show you on that angle. I don't even know if you got to see if my hand was in the way or not. And now we've created a little cluster of beads. So now we can add more to it. So for example, this star is really cute off this little piece of charm bracelet I have. So I'm going to use this at the bottom. I'm going to use that, and then how do I want to hang it? What do I want to attach it to? So I think I'll do something pretty simple. Maybe we'll do the bookmark, because that's really cute. So you can also, you know, create another cluster here with another icon. So you can add more beads. You can do whatever you want. And that's why you can give somebody this exact same palette of material and they will all end up with something different. And I love that. So let's assemble this. I'm just going to move this out of the way so hopefully you can see a little better. We'll put our things down. We'll get our jump rings. And so this one I don't have to worry about attaching to a book. So I can use the smaller ones. So these ones here, they're pretty thin gauge. So you have to consider the weight of the material you're using. Is it heavy? Is it going to be moved a lot, pulled on? And the heavier the gauge, the stronger the jump bead will be. So also something to pay attention to if you're buying jump rings. And I would recommend buying new ones. I would not recycle the ones off your costume jewelry, just because the more of this you do, the more bending, the weaker they get, and the harder it is for the jump ring to close. So there, I wanted to show you too, when you're opening a jump ring, you never pull it apart like this. You'll always bend it this way, so sideways. I'm trying to do it on camera here. Sideways like this. And the reason for that is when you spread it open the opposite way, you distort the ring, and then you never get it closed. And you want it closed tight, otherwise it falls apart. Stuff slips through. So there you go. Now it's on there. It's not coming off. So we'll repeat it. And you'll see I make silver and gold. I like that for Christmas. But if you're more orientated on color schemes, then you want to pay attention to the color of the jump rings you buy. But I'm not overly fussy. I just like it to look like it's been handmade and it's special for you, right? So you just, this is a bookmark. So it goes in like this, and this part sits on the end. Well, this book's really thick, but so you got a little bookmark. So that's one. And you see how fast they come together. Once you have everything collected, everything comes together really quick. Excuse me, I'm getting over this awful cold. It's just been lingering. All right, let's do a journal dangle. So I really like the gold. Continue with it. Maybe use a little extra gold. And then maybe another flashy one. Again, these are all just off bracelets and things. Some red. Maybe a smaller red. That's cute. And then maybe another little bling. I love these. They look so old. And then it's just because they're tarnished. And then another gold. I like that. So again, I'm going to take it 45 degrees. Get this out of the way. See a little better. 45 degrees over. And then the width, rough width of my finger, I'm just going to cut. So the smaller you cut this, the tinier the loop will be. And the longer you leave it, the bigger the loop will be. I'm going to take this. And I am working against myself, so this is a bit challenging. But you roll it on itself like that. And there you go. So now I got that little cluster. Let's do another. Let's do a few clusters together. Figure out what we want to do with them. Okay, what have we got in here? This is kind of fun. Again, just old jewelry pieces. And maybe something like this. Brown. Do you need glasses? You're going to need them for this project. There's some bling. Let's put, maybe introduce some gold here. Let's put gold on the bottom and on the top. So these are fun. I mean, you can just play with this in front of the TV with your little tray in front of you and build up all kinds of goodies. And then it's nice to have a selection. I've used up all my clusters, not clusters, but all my dangles in the last little while. So I'll probably just sit here and make a couple of extra new ones just for fun, and to have ready to attach to a journal or give as a gift. It's a great little gift for Christmas. You know, this keychain, for example, what a cute little gift to add on top of a wrapping or something. And then I'm just going to roll that back on itself like I showed you. Do you see how it's not closed? You do want to make sure that it gets closed. So again, just practice. There's another one. Let's do another because they're just so much fun. Go look at the wonky that. There are tools to straighten these things out. But let's just do one more of these. This is a fun bead. Something like that. We'll get rid of that. Just that on its own is kind of cute. And maybe we'll put something in between. That's really pretty. So it's nice to use different materials. So you got shiny, you got reflective, you got metallics, you got metal, glass, you have crystal. The more mixture of material you can use, the more interesting the cluster will be, in my opinion anyways. Because you're introducing all these different kinds of materials, and then the paper on the journal too. So I like that sort of thing. We'll just put that on, and maybe one of these super tiny ones. All right, that will do. So I'm gonna take this over one more time. So you definitely have to have the tools. And like I said, they're pretty affordable. You can get most of them from the dollar store. And then you need a couple of what they call findings, which is this stuff here, the stuff that puts it all together. Okay, so we got that. I want to do something with this too, because I think this is really fun. So I don't know if I want those pearls on there. I'm going to pull those off. And you can see pretty rough. Not overly concerned about, I know this isn't going to break. Same with this. Don't love the pearls, so let's move that. Do like the chain though. Might use that. Maybe use something off this one. Let's again move this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I would like to put some sort of fabric here. So I have a little bit of Christmas fabric. So what's neat is this doesn't get covered. So this goes through something. And then you can decorate this. This will sit on top. So this goes underneath and hides, and this part is exposed. So let's do some fabric. I just want to chop those bits off. And maybe some old lace. And some, what else have we got over here? Sorry, there's no room to put it under the camera. I have shown this before. Let me just slice this in half. Something like that. Maybe make it a little bit shorter. And then this could go through here, like this. And then we could just glue this together. You can sew it, of course, if you're good with a sewing machine and you're not going to hit the needle and break your needle. But I don't feel like getting my sewing machine out. So I'm just going to glue it with some fabric tack here, or whatever it's called, this 3-in-1. I don't think I have any fabric tack left. Oh, this is starting to dry up on me. Just need a bit to hold it together. And then a bit under here. we go. Let's let that dry for a minute while we play with the other stuff. Okay. What did I want to do with this now? I love this piece is really cute. I mean, you could just literally put this earring right on there. That's how easy it is. Excuse me. Let's see here. And do I want to only use one of these? Let's use this. That could be fun. I could build a keychain. Maybe one of these. Some charms, snowflakes, deer, another star, a winter scarf, which we need up here in good old Canada, and maybe some chain. So sorry. It's just a relentless cold. It's been lingering for weeks. Okay, so a star. I definitely want to use this. I think it's so cute. So I'm just going to pull the jump ring apart there. And just recycle that. That one maybe with the gold. Very cute. And then maybe the deer on this one. Hope I'm in frame. Yep, okay. Put that aside for now. And then I have this guy too. So this guy can go here. He's a bit heavy duty, actually. I think I'll use the gold. So he's really heavy. He'll look funny with such a tiny little dangle. So he's a bit too much. And then maybe the other two will just use really big jump rings. And again, wanting to pay attention to where you're attaching them. So you see none of the colors match, but I like that. But if it drives you nuts, take the time to match everything. So sorry. That's awful. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get some more jump rings out. Get some smaller ones. Okay, and I'm going to attach all this together with some jump rings. Open, remember, this way, like this. Feed it through. Feed it through. And then attach. Make sure that that is closed. See, it's not quite closed. If it's not closed, anything thin like this side here can pull out. So it will pull out over time. You want to make sure it's closed nice and tight. And that's why you don't want to recycle them. So if it won't cooperate and you over squeeze it, which I do quite often, then just get rid of the jump ring and do another one. They're cheap enough to do it. You can also actually buy, what's it called? A tool that will make jump rings for you. So you buy the wire, you feed it through the tool and click the button or something or squeeze it off, and it, what's going on there? My loop's not closed. Squeeze the thing off, and then it makes a jump ring any size you want. So if you're ever in the market and want to invest in jewelry making, some of those tools are pretty handy. So my jump ring got distorted when I was pulling. Not my jump ring, my pin. So I'm just going to do that again. This one I want, what did I want to add to this one? I've got this. I'll just make this one, and then the rest I'll do off camera, because you got the idea. While this is still drying, which I'm pretty sure it's pretty dry by now. But we will just do them off camera so the video's not 100 hours long. I just want to make sure that's closed. There we go. So this one can go on this. So you can see how fun they are. You can add them to anything, anywhere. Just a fun collection. So you can really gear it to whatever subject matter your journal is by, finding little charms that suit it or the color of the beads. I mean, the possibilities really are endless. So let me make the other two. I'll just assemble the other two off camera. Okay, so I've got this one attached to the pin. I've got this one, and I wanted to show you while you're putting this jump ring on the top of your cluster here, your dangle, whatever, you're going to feed it through here and then feed it through that and then close it. That way you don't have to open it a few times. Okay, so I got those two. And then I took this piece off of the earring, and I think I'm going to put this piece in the middle. So I don't even have to build anything. I just recycle the jewelry. So much fun. And I only have the one earring. So I got a great way to use it up without feeling bad about breaking it, you know, jewelry up. Just gonna make sure that's closed because I am recycling this jump ring, so it may not work. Probably won't now that I'm filming again. I'll just replace it. Hang on one second here. You kind of feel like a surgeon using these tools. You know, hand-eye coordination. Okay, so there, that's what that looks like. So what these do is you would just feed it through a piece of fabric. Let me just get a piece of fabric here. Do I have one handy? Something like this. So if you have a journal that's paper, which a journal that is coated in fabric, or it's got a piece of fabric in it, and you can just pin this on. It's a pretty messy pin. Did not do that very well. There we go. Let's try it again. Just want to give you an idea how these work. So that is like if it's a cover of a journal, or you had, I imagine it would go through paper as well. Let's try. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's a pretty strong pin. But you could just add it to paper. I'm going to go through two pieces just because this is heavy, but I just want to show you how you can add it in to a journal, especially on a cover. This would look so pretty on a cover. And it's something that people could, you know, reuse, take out and put somewhere else. On a cover, that would look really nice, but this is too thick. And it's probably too thick for inside a journal. But I think it would make a really pretty little gift. So there's that. Again, recycled materials for the most part. And then there's this guy, which you can just build a cluster on. So if you've got some papers, you can keep going with it. And maybe go here with this one. Just having so much fun making all this stuff. It's a great way to spend a snowy afternoon. And now that I have hydro, I have internet. So I can actually accomplish some things. That and maybe something with fabric again. I showed how I did these in another video. But, and then maybe just a smidge more Christmas red. Just a smidge, you know? Make these fun little, maybe a little less. That's cute. Let's do it. And if you're doing, say, a mail out to a friend, what a nice little thing to include. Because sometimes, well, not sometimes, but I always love mixing different mediums together. So paper, fabric, metal. And this is just a great way to do all that. And then, of course, you can hang something off here. Shall we make something? Am I driving you nuts? It's a bit much. Something light like this. Little stars on the side. Yeah, that works. We didn't use one of these. Maybe we can use that here. Let's try it. So these, you're going to feed one of these pins through. So first we will put this on, just something simple like through the bottom here. But I want to do that now because I think it's going to get swallowed up in there. So let's just make sure that it is not too much. So I'm going to open the eye pen here, and let's put this jump ring in there. Sorry, a bit hard to see, feeding through the jump ring. And then I'm going to close this up again, hopefully. Should really use 2 tools. Okay, and then I'm going to feed that through here. It's just kind of like a little bead cap, I guess you could call it. I'm sure all these things have names, but like I said, I'm not a professional. I just have fun with this recycling stuff. Cut that. Our normal cutters. And roll it. On itself. And then there's a jump ring on here already. We'll see if we can reuse it. This one looks a bit rough, but we'll try. I don't know. We'll try. And feed it on, and then close her up. Woo! This jump ring's, I think, closer to, feels more like steel than aluminum. And there's different gauges and things like that. So the more you experience, the more knowledge you acquire. And there we go. That's really cute. I like that. I love the paper, the fabrics, the metals, and the fact that you can pin it to anything you want. And majority of it is recycled. So really fun way to reuse things. Did I show you everything? I think I did. There was the cluster things. Let's see if I can find them real quick. These guys here. You wanted to see how to use, sorry about the crinkling, how to use one of these. Pretty self-explanatory, really. But they are awfully handy. So again, another piece of fabric. Let's see if I can get this to cooperate. And then we'll use something like this. We'll just keep it simple because we've already got it out. And you want to go roughly the width. You can go a little longer, but you don't want to go shorter. And then maybe something like this. Oop, oop, they're all falling apart. Sewing, I pulled the thread out. Something like that. And then maybe, it can only be so thick, but they come together pretty quick. So you have all these, even if you have like a cluster already made. Do I have one handy? Probably not. But if you already have clusters made, then you can just shove these clusters in the, I'm just trying to see what else I have. You can just add them right into your material, into the clip. Can't talk and look at the same time. I like label. I wonder if that would work somehow. It's getting a little overcrowded. No. All right, let's go back to this. Sorry, this video is getting to be pretty long. So basically, you want to make sure you have it situated where you want it, shoved up on the fold here. It doesn't even need to be folded. It could just be single. That might be a better idea. Just do a single here, just because we're probably not going to show the other side. Something like this. I do like that dark piece popping out. Make sure they're all level at the top. Let's try it. So once you squeeze this down, you've squeezed it down. There's no taking it off. I think I like that. So you just hold it in place as best you can. And then I'm going to use the bigger guys here. And you're just going to squeeze it. See, it closes, level it out, make sure everything's where you want it to be before the final squeeze. And then you just flatten it. Squeeze and squeeze. Of course, it's going to leave dents. There are tools where you can make this much neater, but I like it like that. That one I don't like. I'm just going to chop this straight. Okay, so now I'm going to put a jump ring in it. And Bob's your uncle. You're done. Bob's your uncle. My mom used to say that all the time. All right. Only she said it with a Welsh accent, which I can't do. Okay, there we go. And again, you can turn it into a keychain if you want. Why not? Because the video is just not long enough yet. So I say we just keep going. Keychain, you know, add it to your keys. Let everybody know you're a serious junk journaler. Okay, that's it. All right. I've kept you long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you some ideas and kind of take the fear out of buying a million bits and pieces. Really just recycling whatever you can get your hands on. You know, you can make it as sentimental too if you have a piece of jewelry from a friend or a loved one and it's broken or you don't know what to do with it. This is a great way to use it. So I'm just going to pull them all out that we made today. I think that's it, right? And some old ones just to show you how they attach. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you liked it or not, and if it inspired you to give it a try. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.